Here is a giant Staples branded electric pencil sharpener. This is the largest electric pencil sharpener I've ever seen. Here's a vintage Panasonic one by comparison. It looks tiny. This one probably is much better quality. However, this larger one caught my interest because this one claims to consume 3 amps, which is quite a bit of power, so there's a possibility that this thing is halfway decent. It is the model number 21834, made in China. It doesn't seem to indicate what brand OEM made this. It's got suction cupped rubber feet, which seem like they might still work. Got it for $8 at the OK Will. First, let's see if this works. If it does, we'll go ahead and open it up and take a look and see what's inside. Maybe put some oil on some gears. Oh man, my pencil just broke. Oh yeah, that's got some power to it. I was pushing it in there pretty hard before it stalled out. However, there is a fatality with this thing, which makes this one vastly superior, and that is the auto stop. This pencil's already sharp, and it's just going to keep using it. This will just sharpen it infinitely until it's gone. So this thing kind of stinks in one sense, because it's not automatic. You have to know when to pull the pencil out, but it works pretty good. Let's see how long it actually takes to make a point. It's running very fast. That's not bad. Let's see how much power it draws. 1.8 amps, 1.9 amps. Lock rotor is 2.4. 1.98 to about 2 amps while sharpening. Let's see what the power factor is. 0.41, that's pretty abysmal. So it's some kind of shaded pole motor, I would imagine. Well, that is pleasantly surprising. It's got quite the capacity too. These are very fine. This is a very fine dust as opposed to the type of dust that the Panasonic one puts out. It's got two blades, I guess you call it. I don't know what the terminology for those things are. It's got two, we'll call them blades for now. I'm not sure if this is something that easily comes apart. Let's give it a shot. We might just be able to open it up with those 4 screws on the bottom. It does sound like it's very dry, the bearings. So I'd like to oil it if we can. Put a little bit of grease in there maybe. Don't like the sound of those screws starting to come out. Ugh, that sounds horrible. Huh, that's easy enough. Huh, that's kind of cool. It's actually got a cooling fan on the back. So this is meant to handle some pretty serious operation here. bearings do seem kind of stiff. I wonder how much air that fan moves. It's probably got some stupid safety thing that will not allow it to turn on without the cover attached, I bet. I feel like there's got to be something that sticks in that switch maybe that turns it on. Where is that stupid safety switch? I think it's got to have something to do with this. I just can't tell what it is about that. How does this work? Oh, I wonder if it's got something to do with this. It might be this. Yep, I bet that's it because there's a piece in the back. Yep, that's it. Whoa, so there's a little fan on there. It don't move much air, but it would be enough to keep the motor cooler during extended operation. It definitely sounds very dry. The motor itself looks like it's got plenty of lubrication. That might just be the sound of cheesy plastic gears, because actually the gears appear to be fairly lubricated still. They don't look too dry. This really should have some type of grease put on there, but I'll just put a little bit of oil so it's better than nothing. Should probably turn it on before we do this. That sounds a little better. Might be something in the actual mechanism here that we can oil. Okay, I just accidentally turned off the camera. Definitely still something that's dry up in the front here. I can hear it. Maybe it's these metal. Is it in here maybe? You know, a little bit of oil in between the bearings where these blades sit. think that was it. Sounds pretty good now. Nice. Well, I'd say that's spinning pretty freely now. Yeah, I'm pretty content with that. Wipe up some of the excess oil that's gotten everywhere. And then put it back together. I think I'm going to bring this into work and give it to a colleague. There's somebody I know that would think this is pretty funny. And the pencil sharpener that he has on his desk is a piece of junk. Oh, that's getting pretty hot already. I guess it does need that fan. That's a pretty powerful shaded pole motor, little C-frame shaded pole. I guess I should have been a little more conservative with the oil here. Kind of leaking all over the place, but that's fine. After a couple sharpens, I think it'll start to dry out from the places where it doesn't belong, and maybe from the places where it belongs as well. Okay, these are pretty cheap pencils. Holy mackerel! Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. Oh. What the heck? Seems to have jammed. That's not a bad pencil sharpener for something of more recent make. I imagine this thing was not cheap though. Sure, it cost a lot more than $8 when it was new. I still think the vintage one that's made in Japan is better, but you gotta take what you can get when it comes to this newer stuff. Nothing is built the way it should be anymore. Although I have to say, this is built fairly well. This came apart pretty easily. It's got the cooling fan there, which is kind of interesting. This is definitely, it seems like one of the better products available today. has a multitude of the stickers on here which are borderline impossible to remove. And this one is going to be the same. Yep, I'm going to bottom plane with that. Alright, let's just make sure it's still working. That's really not bad. Just for comparison purposes, plug this one in. This one has not been serviced, so it's not going to sound super healthy. But it uses a fraction of the power, and it auto stops. See that? It just stopped. It's not sharpening anymore. And look at that point. The auto stop is brilliant. And see the shavings here on this one, they're a lot more, they're not as fine, they're much more coarse. So they work very differently. I think this one is vastly superior because of the auto stop feature. But for something made today, this has got some power. I'm impressed.